Anybody home?
All there is. Come on in, Sam.
You're all I want to see. Just thought I'd stop by for a second on my way home. By way of an innovation. Tired, El?
Looking backward. Great waste of time. Have some sherry, Sam. What happened at the trustees meeting yesterday?
Wasn't there. I had to go over to Plea Prairie to see about some land I'm buying.
More land? You must own half the state already. Remember the day you drove up in your brand new delivery wagon? Do you realize that's over 50 years ago? 50 years ago. The day Mitwestern opened. Good morning, Chris.
Miss Bishop, ain't been promoted.
Chris, I can't stop.
Yeah, but I'm not just janitor no more.
Chris, I'm late.
No.
I got so excited I forgot my registration money and had to run all the way home for it.
I'm gardener now.
Oh, that's wonderful, Chris.
Yeah.
I know that some of you have walked miles to get here. And that every day for 4 years, you'll have to walk those miles through rain, sleet, and snow. But I know this. The end will pay you for those hardships. Because the end is wisdom. Wisdom is first cousin to freedom. And freedom is the glory of our nation and our people. Let us pray. Almighty and most merciful God, here on free land, under free air, we have tried to build a house for wisdom, free to all. Look favorably upon us, O Lord. For today, we light a lamp of learning. May it shine through the years to be. Amen.
Wisdom is the first cousin of freedom, and freedom is the glory of our nation and our people. Doesn't that give you a thrill, Mother?
Yes, Ella. Your milk. Nothing since breakfast.
Of course, it was the way he said it, so simply. Oh, he has the most wonderful voice and the most wonderful eyes. Is he married? Oh, Mud. What are we going to do with this romantic-minded niece of yours? Come in.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Bishop. Good afternoon, Miss Bishop.
Buddy,
Hello, Buddy. Would you have a cookie?
Oh, thank you. Hello, Amy.
Hello, Buddy.
I guess you're busy, Amy.
No, why?
Yes, Buddy. Amy, those peas for supper.
What was it, Buddy? Not ice cream at the drugstore, by any chance?
Well, Miss Bishop, I thought if Amy could...
Please. I'll finish the peas.
Oh, Ella, you really are a darling.
Let me have the apron. Hurry. Oh, come on, Buddy. Goodbye, Ella. Goodbye, Auntie.
Good afternoon, Miss Bishop.
Goodbye. Love is certainly working wonders with Buddy's deportment. He'll be kissing our hands next.
Ella, you really shouldn't have. Amy's so boy crazy.
Oh, no, dear, just 14.
But you never acted that way.
Well, that was different. We were still on the farm when I was 14, and I was Pa's right-hand man. Remember how thrilled I used to be when he called me that?
He was proud of you.
I was so proud of him. Oh, Mother, I've thought about him so many times today. He'd have been so happy.
Yes. Your father always said, education pays big dividends.
That's true, Mother. With a college diploma, I can teach anywhere. Just think. You and I may go to Kansas City or Chicago, maybe even New York.
Here's Sam.
Sam! Oh, Sam! Sam!
Oh.
Sam! Sam! Wait till I tell you.
You don't have to. Ma Bishop,
Yes?
the apples didn't get in today. Have them here first thing in the morning.
Early, please. Applesauce and pie.
First delivery. Cross my heart, Ma Bishop.
All right. Sam, always so reliable.
Faithful old dog Trey.
I'm not too pleased with faithful old dog Trey at the moment. You didn't come to hear about my first day at college. Just came about some old apples.
New apples. September sweetings.
What a nice name. What a nice world, Sam.
And you perched right on top of it, huh?
The very tip-top. Are you sure you don't want to enroll? It isn't too late.
Look, El. See the name on that card?
Oh, I know. Something of your very own. Something you started.
Not just my own, El.
Oh, good glory, Sam. I know book learning isn't everything, but just wait.
I'll wait. And the day you graduate...
You'll help me decide which of the millions of teaching offers I'll accept.
Like heck I will. For a smart girl, you sure have some mighty puddin'-head notions, El. Imagine figuring you're cut out for a teacher.
Well, good glory, Sam, you don't think I'm going to spend all my life teaching, do you?
That's all right, then. I've got scads of time, El. But someday,
Oh, Sam, dear, you mustn't. I mean, don't you see, I just know you too well.
Well, stop.
What?
Stop. Stop answering questions till they're asked. Johnny, did you ever notice some girls take an awful lot for granted? Goodbye, El.
Goodbye, Sam.
I got some deliveries to make. Back up, Johnny. Bye.
Bye, Sam. I guess there's no finer man in the world than Sam, but... Good glory, Mother.
Now, Ella, I'm not going to be with you forever. I'd like to see you settle down.
Oh, you're going to be with me for years and years. And don't worry, I won't be an old maid. I'll know when the right man comes along. But now there's so much to do.
Mighty becoming to El, graduating, Ma Bishop.
She does look pretty. She made that dress herself.
There isn't a girl in the class can touch her.
Well, that's an understatement, Dad. There's not a girl in the whole world can touch it.
There's not a really good-looking man in the whole lot.
Amy.
Mr. Peters, please. The flowers. Hey, Yumpanimini, that was fine. Hey, Yumpanimini.
Sally Bishop, founder of the Minerva Society for Girls. First editor of the Midwestern Clarion, and now valedictorian.
Oh, Sam, my hat does feel a little bit tight.
Well, if I remember right, you were going to consult me about which of the many teaching
You know,
offers
Sam, I haven't had one answer to all those applications I sent out. I expect it's too early to hope to hear.
Mm-hmm. Guess so.
Well, I thought if you knew of an opening in any of the schools around here, I mean, just the prairie grade schools.
Well, I'm only just back from my vacation. Pretty busy with the fall enrollments and... Yes, and I'm trying to arrange for a new member of the faculty. A young woman to teach freshman English. A girl I've watched pretty closely for 4 years. An intelligent girl, I think. Anyway, she seems to me to have one quality which is mighty important to the teaching profession. She loves and understands folks.
Preston Corcoran, do you mean... Well, of course, I know you couldn't mean... But I can't help thinking you might mean... President Corcoran, do you mean I...
Oh, dear, dear, dear. There's a heap of repetition in that sentence for a teacher of freshman English. I take it you're going to accept?
Accept? Accept? Well, if I could only... Well, President Corcoran... I'm going to teach at Mitwestern! I'm going to teach at Mitwestern! I'm going to teach at Mitwestern! Come on, I can hardly believe it myself! But President Corcoran, I went in to see him and all of that was one of the...
Ah, Miss Roses, so sweet.
Good morning, class. I want you, please, to devote the first 10 minutes to the writing of a very brief theme on the subject of my favorite season. Oh, Noah. No, I'll have them write on some subject that will teach me something about them. I've got to understand them if I'm going to help them learn anything. Oh, good glory.
Good morning. Hasn't the teacher come yet?
I'm the teacher.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm just as frightened as you are. Thank you, Miss Smith. Mr. Anton Radchek.
My life's ambition is to be a great astronomer. Because since I can remember, the stars to me have been comfort and beauty and like friends.
Thank you, Mr. Radchek. Miss Minna Fields.
Except to get learning, I ain't got no special life's ambition. Yet.
Class will please come to order. So it just occurred to me, Minna, that with that amazing memory of yours, you might be interested in the librarian's course. It would be an interesting job, wouldn't it, Minna?
Oh, yes, Miss Bishop. But, Miss Bishop...
Yes, Minna?
I have got a life's ambition now, Miss Bishop. It's to be just like you.
Professor Wicks studied astronomy at Yale. Both he and President Corcoran have agreed that if a student at Midwestern wants a course in astronomy, he shall have a course in astronomy.
Oh, Miss Bishop.
A report to Professor Wicks in the morning.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. A trip.
Oh, it's you, Sam.
Only Sam, huh? And what rugged masculine hearts are you tearing to bits tonight, Amy?
Larry Winslow's, and what makes you think it's more than one?
It usually is.
Well, tonight it just so happened that Larry has a ticket
And Buddy has a sleigh.
Oh.
There they are now.
Oh.
Larry! Buddy! You... Coming. Oh, goodbye, Sam. Oh, and Sam, I almost forgot. Ella can't go with you tonight. She's got a sore throat.
I beg your pardon, but I shall have to remind you to whom the sleigh belongs, old man.
Oh, Buddy.
Ma Bishop.
Yes?
Dr. Samuel Peters coming up to see the patient.
Come up, Sam.
Please get out the goose grease, the turpentine, and plenty of red flannel.
Smell like a paint shop.
But you'll be well in the morning. The magic touch of old Doc Peters.
Miss Penn, what? Oh, well, Mother, I thought while I was correcting things, I just make some maple snow candy, that's all.
Professor Bishop, my foot. Good night, little girl.
Good night, Sam. Oh, thank you, and mind you applaud loudly now.
Kinda got my mind set to hiss if they sing Believe Me in parts again.
Oh, Sam.
Oh, believe me if all those endearing young charms for the heart that is truly loved and never forgets.
Goodbye, dear.
Good night, Al.
Good night, Sam.
You who, me?
You who, anybody. I'm locked out here on the roof, and there's no one in the house to let me in.
Coming.
Oh, there's a ladder right over there by the well.
Oh, here?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I've got it.
So silly, I put my candy out here to cool, and it slipped away from me, so I got out after it, and the window came down and locked, so here I am.
Shall I come up a la fire brigade?
Oh, no, thank you. I'll come down a la rescued maiden.
Are you sure you can make it?
Oh, positive. Oh, that is, if you don't mind.
Oh, no, of course not. I'll not only look the other way, I'll close my eyes. Now you can descend with a free mind. And while you're descending, I shall make all sorts of encouraging sounds, such as steady there, and etc.
Oh.
What, can I look?
Well, I lost my slipper.
Where? Oh, I've got it. There it is.
Thank you.
No, you don't.
Don't what?
Don't ruin the most time-honored romantic scene in all the world of fairy tales. Extend your tiny foot, Cinderella.
Well, funnily enough, my name is Ella. I'm Ella Bishop.
Oh? And I'm the prince, and the slipper fits. So now it only remains for me to carry you into the palace.
Oh, no, please, don't be absurd.
Oh, don't you be absurd.
No. Oh, well, no, the candy.
You can't go plowing through snow with glass slippers. You'd catch your death of pneumonia. Then you couldn't live happily ever after. And you do want to live happily ever after, don't you?
I want to be put down here, please.
No, not on a snow-covered porch. That's bad. No. Do you know there's an old legend about this?
Well, really? Oh, the candy.
Now, let me see. Where were we? Oh, yes, here we are.
Well, put me down this minute.
Right in front of the fire. You know, when I save lives, I save them thoroughly.
Thank you very much, Mr. Delbert Thompson.
Oh, you're not Cinderella at all. You're a witch with a gift of second sight.
No, I'm just a school teacher of average intelligence who lives in a small town where everybody knows everybody's business. Oh, we all know, for instance, that you are a brilliant young lawyer, that you're coming to live with Judge Peters, that you're to be his junior partner, and underneath your picture in your class book it said, mad, bad, and dangerous to know.
Well, then shouldn't you, in kindness, ask the junior partner to sit down?
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't. My mother's at a concert.
Oh, we must observe conventions at all costs, huh?
At all costs.
Well, I'm glad to have been of service, Miss Bishop.
Thank you very much, Mr. Thompson.
I'll pay my respects to your mother real soon.
She'll be delighted.
Oh, you've got one of those new contraptions. I'm crazy about them.
Oh, aren't they marvelous?
Huh?
My pupils gave it to me for Christmas.
Doesn't really work, does it?
Of course it does. Listen. See?
It's amazing. You know, to listen properly, one might sit down.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
No. Well, I tried. No harm done, huh?
No harm. Good night.
Good night. I'll call on your mother soon. Oh, in the meantime, Princess, your ruby necklace is most becoming.
Horrible. Mad. Bad. Dangerous. No.
All join hands and circle to the right. Down to the left. Forward and back.
Your nose a little out of joint, Sam?
Del Thompson rushing out, you mean? No, Amy, honey.
Well, he's awfully good-looking, Sam. Judging from the way he's swarming around Ella, sure must be crazy about her.
Who isn't?
You've got to let me take you home, Ella.
I know the prince should take the princess home.
Well, this isn't fairy tales, Ella. It's real. Salute your partner. Will you?
Can I? I came with Sam.
Back and swing your partners to the right.
Having a nice time, El?
Wonderful, Sam.
Tell him.
Tell him what?
You look mighty pretty, El.
Tell him I'm in love with you. Head over heels in love with you. Probably the wrong floor. Do you, Ella Bishop, take this man for your lawful wedded husband?
Of course I do, you fool.
And do you, Delbert Thompson, take this woman for your lawful wedded wife? I do. I now pronounce you man and wife. Now may I kiss the bride?
Please do.
Well, Ella, it's like a dream.
The end of all dreams. red firelight. The man you love. Children.
Oh, Auntie, isn't it beautiful?
Yes, dear, but be careful the way you handle it.
I'll take it upstairs. Belle's coming for supper, and the bridegroom mustn't see any of the outfit before the wedding day.
The most beautiful bride in the world.
Bill.
Amy, we're crazy. I mean, what a crazy mistake.
Yes. Yes, of course. Oh, Amy, thank you, dear. Put it up in the spare room with the dress.
Oh, Dale, you shouldn't have seen the veil. Anyway, I hope it isn't bad luck.
How could it be bad luck?
Oh, Dell, I didn't mean it that seriously. You know you aren't supposed to see the wedding finery before the wedding day.
Ella, why can't this be the wedding day?
Darling.
We can keep it a secret until college is over if we have to, but...
What? Oh, sweet. I have to go to Central Hall tonight, a special meeting. We're going to question a pupil, a girl who's been accused of cheating in an examination.
Yes, but why
I know she didn't cheat, and I'm the only one who can help her.
Oh, Ella!
Yes?
I'm going to have a game of cribbage with Judge Peters. Could you two drop me?
Of course.
What a moon.
I thought you were going on the river with Larry Winslow.
No, I'm tired of wasting my time on those children.
Get up, boy. Come on.
Give my love to the Peters, Amy.
All right. Thank you, Dale.
Good night, Amy.
President Corcoran,
Come in, Miss Bishop.
I'm sorry to be late.
Not at all.
And so, much as I regret the necessity, I feel that on evidence submitted, Miss Fields should be expelled.
Miss Field's paper contains whole pages from the textbook reproduced word for word.
Minna, did you have a textbook in the examination room?
Oh, no, Miss Bishop. I learned by heart.
Really? And are we asked to believe that she committed an entire textbook to memory?
Please, Professor Lancaster. Why don't you ask her to repeat what she wrote?
That would hardly be proof, Miss Bishop. She's had a week since
Yes,
the
an
examination.
entire week.
Quite so. Professor Lancaster, what assignment did you give your history class for tomorrow?
I asked them to read the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution.
And memorize them?
Certainly not.
Minna, have you read them?
Oh, yes, Miss Bishop. I have read them for at least an hour.
Do you remember the Declaration?
I think so, Miss Bishop.
President Corcoran.
Miss Field, do you mean you could actually recite the Declaration of Independence after having read it for only 1 hour?
Well, I could try, President Corcoran.
Very well, child. Go ahead.
When, in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bonds which have connected them with another and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind require that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
I might.
Never believed it possible.
Well, I admit the pupil's possession of unusual mnemonic powers. Under the circumstances, I withdraw my charge.
Oh, you want that I should recite the Constitution, too?
Oh, no, that's enough, my friend.
Dal!
Amy!
I saw you coming, so I waited. Oh, it's too beautiful a night for cribbage. Isn't it a beautiful night, Dal?
Well, yes, it is. A beautiful night.
Oh, it would be heavenly down by the river. Could we drive down there, or
Or what?
are you afraid?
Mr. Berkeley, the definition of a transitive verb, please.
A transitive verb is a verb that...
Come in. Yes, Smith?
Good afternoon, Miss Bishop.
For me. Thank you, Chris. Excuse me, please. I'm sorry, Mr. Berkeley. I had asked you for the definition of a transitive verb.
A transitive verb is a verb that takes an object.
Can you give me an example?
To strike.
Name the principal parts, please.
Strike, struck, stricken. I mean struck.
That will do, Mr. Berkeley. Class dismissed.
I'm such a silly goose. Something terrible you said. Tell me, Del, tell me nothing's happened.
It is terrible, Ella. It's about... Ella, I'd give my right arm to spare you this. You must believe that.
Just what is it you want me to believe?
Are you trying to make it difficult, Ella? I'm sure Amy will supply all the lovely details.
Well, it was your fault anyway. If you hadn't left him for a stupid board meeting, it's not like I'd taken anything you really cared a lot about. Ella, oh, I know what you're thinking, but it isn't so. I didn't plan anything. It just happened. Amy, Ella, you got your school. Criminy, Ella, you need to be that way about it. I didn't mean to do anything. Besides, it doesn't give you any license to treat me like dirt. That's what you're doing. You're treating me like dirt. You will listen to me. It was an accident, I tell you. pretty smart, aren't you? Pretty smart and pretty smug, too. Well, you left him alone, and there was a moon by the river. That was it, there was a moon. So now he's mine. You understand? You can't marry him, he's mine. Oh, well. Ella. Ella, what are you doing? What are you doing, Ella? Ella, let me in! Let me in, Ella! I'm your mother!
Don't ruin the most time-honored romantic scene in all the world of fairy tales. You're Cinderella. I'm the prince. The slipper fits.
What a beautiful moon.
So you'd rather save her than me.
Beautiful moon.
Drive with me to Maple City tonight, be married.
It's all your
That's
fault
it.
anyway.
Tonight we can
You
be
hadn't
married.
left him
Why
on a
not?
stupid board meeting.
Tell him I'm in love with you. Head over heels in love with you.
You can't marry him.
We can be married. Tonight, are you afraid? Tonight, we can be married.
Yeah?
Tonight, we can be married. Tonight, married. Tonight.
Now, Dal, do you take little Amy here for your lawful wedded wife?
I do.
Stan, Sam, you heard that. You're witnesses. Well, guess that makes you man and wife.
Oh, Dal.
What do I owe you?
Oh, would 50 cents be too much? It's awfully early in the morning.
Aren't you going to kiss the bride, Sam?
You'd have to get a move on if you're going to catch the express.
See here, Sam.
I'll let you miss the milk train so you could get married.
I don't like your attitude.
No. You make me feel like a little...
I don't give two hoots how you feel, Amy. Either one of you. I'm just making dead certain you don't humiliate Al, any more than what you've already done.
Busy, Miss Bishop?
Oh, President Corcoran.
I just received your letter. Ella.
Well, I thought it easier to write it. You see, Mother and I are going to New York, President Corcoran. It's an assistant librarian's position.
Oh. Oh, I see. Well, of course, it is a hard job, teaching. It never pays much, and
I know.
lots of the time it's a headache wondering if it's worthwhile.
President Corcoran, you can't feel that way. You're inspired. I mean, you give young people courage and confidence, ideals.
Oh, I am trying. You see, I heard Abe Lincoln talk at Gettysburg, and he talked sense. You know, Ella, we've got something here in this country, the idea of people being free. But it's got to be taught and retaught, Ella, to each new crop of youngsters. The value of freedom. Ella, your father homesteaded on this prairie. Remember what his first corn looked like?
Yes, it was small and green. You couldn't believe it would ever grow.
That's it. And human beings are harder to raise than corn. But when they're raised, if they're raised right, they're worth a lot more per bushel. Eh? Yeah. Oh, you know, it's a funny thing. A college is made up of bricks and mortar and students and teachers, but it can have all those and not amount to a hill of beans. And then once in a coon's age, someone comes along with that God-given gift for teaching. You've got it, Ella, that magic touch that makes young minds open up and flourish and... Well, I certainly didn't intend to deliver a lecture. Of course, Mitwestern must accept your resignation. Oh, but are you sure your New York library needs you as much as our seed corn here in Mitwestern?
President Corcoran, may I have that letter? Sam, a ride home for me?
Get in quickly, Al.
Sam, what is it? It isn't Mud.
No, not Mud. But I'm afraid it's going to be a shock. Amy's back.
Amy.
She's going to have a baby.
Is she alone?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm frightened.
There's nothing to be frightened about.
He just left. He just went away and he didn't come back. Well, he didn't know I was going to have a baby. I was going to tell him.
You should have told him, Mary.
Oh, he didn't love me. Never loved anybody but you.
Shh. The doctor says you need rest.
You will be kind to me, won't you, Ella? You're all I've got in the world.
This is your home, Amy. Go to sleep now.
The water won't boil any faster for you stirring it.
Why does it have to, you know, does it always take...
For land's sake, Sam. About do you think you was having the baby? Mrs. Bishop, hot water, please. Out of the way, Sam. Boil some more water.
Water?
Sam, quick! A piece of wood for Amy to bite on. She's gone. He couldn't save her.
Now, you get some rest, Mrs. Bishop. I'll drop by in the morning with feeding instructions. Meantime, Sten will know what to do. Good night.
Good night, Doctor. She's a fine, healthy girl. Holding a baby comes natural to you, Miss Ella.
Going to call her Hope.
Very good. Yeah. Very good.
Ella, Hope promised to be here before midnight, and it's almost...
She'll be here, Mud. The most dashing beau in the world couldn't keep Hope away from us on New Year's Eve.
So little Hope's got a beau.
Yes, one of our outstanding sophomores, President Corcoran, Richard Clark.
Hmm? Oh, yes, yes. Fine boy, Richard.
Oh, dear, Happy New Year. I was so afraid we'd be late on that. Oh, please, President Corcoran.
Hello, Richard.
Hello, Judge Stevens,
Yep.
Mrs. Stevens.
Hello, darling.
Hello. Worried, Granny? A little. Hello, Uncle Sam.
Hello, Hope.
She ran me every step of the way.
Was it a nice party, darling?
Oh, wonderful.
And was she the belle of the ball, Richard?
Oh, she certainly was, sir.
Oh! Chris and Stella have made us a very special concoction. What's it called, Stena?
Swedish glögg. In the old country, always we drink at New Year's. Then we say skål. That means health, happiness, and hooray!
She's here, 1900. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Skål. Well,
may it bring prosperity.
And common sense. The world could use a little the pace it's going at.
Elle, honey, I've waited a century. Seems a lot longer.
Sam, dear.
Oh, stop.
Make a toast, Aunt Ella. Let me think.
It wouldn't be anything about Midwestern, of course, Miss Bishop.
Everything about Midwestern, of course, Richard. President Corcoran, you once gave us a prayer. May the lamp of learning which you lighted then continue to shine brightly through this new century.
Thank you, my dear.
Anybody hurt?
No, but I'm mad as a hatter. You're an entering freshman, aren't you? Yes, ma'am. And don't you know that entering freshmen are not allowed to ride their bicycles on the campus? Yes, ma'am, but I thought... You mean you should have thought. A pretty mark to have against you before you even get into college. That is, if I were going to take the time and trouble to report you.
Oh, gee, thank you, ma'am. I'm terribly sorry.
Well, sorry myself. Shouldn't have lost my temper. Come and see me when you get homesick. Central Hall, Ella Bishop.
Miss Bishop, well, my aunt was in your first freshman English class.
Yes, you can tell me all about it when you come to see me. Now, scat. Wheel that bike.
Oh, yes, I will. Thank you, Miss Bishop. Goodbye.
Bye. Well, thanks.
May I come to your office, too, Miss Bishop? I have messages for you from 3 of your former pupils. They took extension work under me at Columbia, and
You're John Stevens.
who has been so looking forward to meeting Ella Bishop.
Well, Professor Stevens, we're so excited about having you join our staff. I had planned a very elegant reception, a little welcoming tea in my office. Very dignified.
Well, it's just tea time now, isn't it?
Come along.
Has Richard come?
Not yet, darling.
Good night, Granny.
Good night, dear. Good night. Good night. Sleep well. Thank you.
And what are your plans for the evening, ma tante?
You and your freshman French.
You're dodging the question, but I know. Your beau's coming.
Hope you really mustn't.
Oh, you don't have to worry, darling. When the kids at college ask me if it's a romance between you and Johnny Stevens...
Please, Hope.
Oh, what do you object to my calling him Johnny? He shouldn't. They used to call him Dude, but he's really very popular now. I think he's terribly attractive. Don't you, Aunt Ella?
Hope if you've any idiotic notions about Professor Stevens and me.
Any customers for a sleigh ride?
Good evening, Sam.
The roads are slick, the moon is bright.
And you are out of luck, Uncle Sam. I'm going skating with Richard, and Aunt Ella is expecting...
Please, Hope.
Hello, Richard. Is expecting Professor Stevens for an academic evening.
Come on, Richard. Good night. Good night, children.
Is Stevens coming, Al?
Yes, he's bringing a new book. Won't you stay and listen, Sam? You could do with a little brushing up.
Don't know why I never had more feeling for books. Wish I had.
Don't wish it. I wouldn't change you for the world.
You wouldn't marry me either. But you may yet. Unless this fellow Stevens.
Sam, I want you to help me. I want to tell you something.
Well, what is it, Al?
Professor Stevens has a wife.
A wife?
She's in Virginia. They haven't seen each other for some time.
Oh. Well, why doesn't he get a divorce?
Sam, how wonderful to find someone in Oak River who doesn't shudder at the word
Elle, if it's for your happiness.
Thank you, Sam. Excuse me. Good evening, John.
Oh, good evening, Ella. I'm sorry I'm a little late.
Good evening, Professor.
Hello, Sam.
May I?
Well, thank you.
I've been trying to persuade Sam to stay and meet your new friend. Mr. Barry, isn't it?
Yes, the little minister.
I'm afraid it's a little out of my class. Now, if it was Frank Merriwell. Good night, Elle.
Good night, Sam.
Good night.
Good night, Sam. The meeting had only one witness, a weaver, and he said solemnly afterwards, they didn't speak, but they just gave one another a look, and I saw the love light in their een. That's beautiful, isn't it? The life of every man is a diary in which he means to write one story and writes another.
Would you mind reading that again? Just the last sentence.
The life of every man is a diary in which he means to write one story and writes another.
I suppose that's true, isn't it? We dream dreams and... Do go on.
Good night.
Look at me, playing hooky in Maple City, if this is Maple City, for a clandestine dinner. And we'd both be dismissed if they found us out. And I love it, don't you?
Love it. More than I can say. I'd have to ruin it. I had a letter today from my wife. I want to read you just one paragraph.
Oh, no, John, not tonight.
It has to be tonight. John, I know I was never the right wife for you, but to consent to a divorce would mean to deny the faith in which I've been brought up.
I can understand.
But what about us?
Yes, what?
Ah, a special wine for the lady.
Orvieto.
Orvieto? Should know, but I don't.
It's a little Italian town, Orvieto. It's sunny and warm. It's flooded with warm sunlight. I remember once seeing a beggar there with a beautiful flower in a ragged hat. He was perfectly happy.
A beggar with a flower in his ragged hat. In sunlight.
I stayed there for weeks and weeks. I ate chestnut bread with the peasants and drank the new wine, and I was perfectly happy. Then I went on to Rome. I did everything the guidebook said, but it wasn't the same. Orvieto. La salute. Ella, why can't you sail for Europe in June? Why can't I join you there?
Ah, a special dessert for the lady.
Oh, Checo, it's too beautiful. I simply can't.
I could sail first and join you in Italy.
Ah, a special flower for the lady.
Thank you, Checo. And goodbye, my dear.
Ella, please.
We've had 3 wonderful hours in Orvieto. There are...
There's no time here in Orvieto. Can't we stay? Dreams are the only realities. Oh, my darling, is it asking too much?
Too much. Or too little, I don't know. I only know that I'd stay, oh, so gladly, John, if I could follow my heart. But you and I being as we are, there'd be tomorrow. And sometime we'll be glad we spent just this little time in Orvieto and didn't try to go on to Rome. catch my train for Oak River, I know you'll understand. I'd rather go alone. Come with me to the door.
Flower for the lady. Wonderful lady.
It's been perfect. All of it. Haven't you forgotten something?
Forgotten something?
A kiss. A special kiss for the lady. A beacon for boys and girls to see by. Well, carry it. It took him 3 solid hours. And he ate 2 pens and the better part of a pen holder. But he wrote the theme.
Why, there's Mr. Peters in his horse's carriage.
Whoa, Daniel, whoa! Whoa! Dad! Somebody held off, will you? Get a horse.
Sam!
What? Here she is, Al. Come to take you home.
Sam, is it safe?
Why, sure, if you keep her speed within a reasonable limit. Well, gotta wind her up. Horn. When I give you the signal?
Yes, sir. We'll give you a push. Sure, we'll push you a horse.
Stand back, everybody. Ready, Al? Head on tight.
Uncle Sam's automobile.
I saw it this morning. But look at Ella, a wedding gift from Richard's mother.
The wedding isn't for 2 months.
Well.
Oh, Richard, how lovely. Come on in, all of you. We'll have some of Stena's elderberry wine. All this excitement calls for a celebration.
Oh, I've got a class meeting at 6, Miss Bishop.
Oh, just for a minute, Richard.
What a shame. As president of the senior class, I suppose you do have to be there, don't you?
Yes, I'd
Like me to spin you out, Richard?
Oh, gosh, Mr. Peters.
Hop aboard.
Thanks.
There's a knack to this cranking business, Al. Bye.
Well, here it is. without a horse.
Oh, they are lovely, Hope, darling. And you shall have the most beautiful wedding dress in the world to do justice to them.
The most beautiful wedding dress I ever saw was Carol Allen's.
What was Carol's dress like?
It was her mother's. It was the most gorgeous white satin. So many girls get married in their mother's wedding dresses.
Hope, come up to my room with me, dear.
Oh, Aunt Ella, it's the loveliest thing I've ever seen.
You can have it made over any way you like. There are yards of material.
Oh, but I wouldn't have it changed for worlds. It's so quaint.
Sort of in the heirloom class.
Uh-huh. And it's so bridal. But it was never finished.
No, it was never finished.
Oh, Aunt Ella. Aunt Ella, darling, I somehow never thought. Was it for you?
Yes.
I know I shouldn't ask, but was it... Well, you know, I always thought that you and Professor Stevens...
Made in that fashion? No, dear.
Oh, no, of course not. But he did resign so suddenly last year, and so many people thought...
So many people have so many wildly romantic thoughts, my dear. But do you like the dress?
Oh, I couldn't have dreamed of...
I am a taxpayer. Caught his son reading Mein Kampf and blamed it on me. What's on your mind, my pet?
Love.
What a novelty.
This is. For one thing, he's married. It's a man I met in Chicago. He's quite a well-known explorer.
I see. Can't he...
Oh, she won't.
Oh.
It wouldn't be an open scandal. I could go along as a member of the expedition. Secretary or something. Oh, Aunt Ella. You can't know.
I could sail first and meet you in Italy.
I think I can understand.
Almost anything, but about this, you've been content to stay in one spot. But I've got such a yen to go places. Magic carpet places. Rich, exciting, and warm.
It's a little town in Italy, Orvieto. It's sunny and warm, flooded with warm sunlight.
It must be your own decision, dear. It's a big step to take, of course. But it's been taken many, many times. Doubtless often happily. Many times unhappily. There's just one thing you must consider.
Reputation?
No. You'd be cutting yourself off from motherhood.
That's what's stopping me. I think that any woman who's half a woman... Oh, forgive me, Aunt Ella. And besides, you had Mother to bring up.
Yes, darling, I had your mother. I remember the first time I had her in my arms. She was practically brand new. She was crying. I was terrified to pick her up. But I did. She stopped crying and began making little contented peeping noises like a chicken. That was so satisfying. The feel of her was, too. That warm little body against mine. But
it wasn't the same.
Couldn't be, could it? Flesh of my flesh. Those are thrilling words, Gretchen.
one slightly used magic carpet for sale. Thanks, great aunt. Don't mention it, grandniece. Anytime. I'll come to you, don't worry. And now I'm off to keep the dinner date I rather thought I might cancel with Buzz Wheelwright. China and reckless romance. And now a charcoal broiled steak at Jake's Oak River joint with Buzz Wheelwright.
It needn't be Buzz Wheelwright.
It probably won't. But at least he's a date for this evening. So long, Lammy Pie. Goodbye, Toots. Oh, there I go again. I will not live in the past. To the future.
Future.
Sit down, Sam.
Can't, El. If I did, I probably couldn't get up. Besides, I'm expecting 3 more old bachelors for dinner and bridge. Old bachelor. Doesn't that give you a twinge of conscience?
Oh, Sam.
Well, anyway, if you feel like a hand later,
I might at that.
well, if you do, just
holler, Sam.
Just holler.
I will.
Hope to see you later, Al.
Goodbye, Sam. My dear President Crowder, you're quite right. I'm over 70, and I've been teaching long enough.
You don't know how much your cooperation means, Miss Bishop.
If I were in my 60s, you wouldn't find me so cooperative. If I were in my 60s. President Crowder, when you came here a year ago, there were some people who felt that no one could fill the shoes of President Watts. Some of them even got a bit excited. Remember?
Yes, I do.
Well, I wasn't one of them. I learned years ago that no one is irreplaceable at Mitwestern. So, come the end of the term.
But, Miss Bishop, there's so much I'd like to say to you.
Don't, please. We both outlived our usefulness, I guess. In here, dear. Aunt Ella, haven't you even started a dress? I'm not going, Gretchen. Aunt Ella! I'm sorry, dear. I just decided. After all, I've been to 51 alumni banquets. 51 times have I sat through an hour of bad food and 3 hours of bad speeches. It's no good, Toots. You're not fooling me one bit. Darling, I know how you must feel. Sort of the end of... If you do know how I feel, you'll run along like a good child. Have a good time. Leave me here with my New Yorker. Want to catch up on some Broadway plays. Now that I'm a lady of leisure, I may get to New York yet. Sorry, Lammy Pie, but you've got to come tonight. Gretchen, I absolutely... For a reason. Parents! Aunt Ella.
did you get here?
We flew in from California.
We wanted to surprise you.
Pigeons. We decided we just couldn't miss the last banquet at Old Central.
I had no business leaving Aunt Ella, but no business could have kept me from going to this banquet with you.
And Buzz has commandeered his papa's car, chauffeur and all.
Yes, Buzz is in on it, too.
I'm afraid I am, Miss Bishop.
So now, Miss Bishop, will you hurry and dress?
Well, I expect I will.
I'll help you.
Oh, darling, this hair can't be right. It's all the rush.
There. Your hair looks perfect, Toots. And you are. Aunt Ella, you look regal. And here's the final touch.
Aha, an admirer.
Oh, Gretchen.
You don't know what a thrill I get out of a florist box.
These are from Buzz. He was going to produce them in the car, but I thought it might be better for you to pin them on here.
Orchids. Gretchen, do you know?
I know we've got to hurry. Stick them on.
No,
No, not at the waist, Pat. Here, on the shoulder. Much snappier, yes?
Yes. I must, above all things, be snappy.
You've got something there, darling. Here's your wrap.
Miss Bishop, may I have the honor?
President Crowdeye.
All for you, baby. A stiff upper lip.
And now, one of her first pupils, Anton Radchek, astronomer extraordinary, winner of the Nobel Prize. Mr. Radchek.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends, I'm sure that Miss Bishop will remember the day when I, a simple farm boy, said to her, "My life's ambition is to be a great astronomer because since I can remember, the stars have been to me comfort and beauty and like friends." Or if she doesn't remember that, I could manage to trip over another chair.
United States Senator, Senator John McCrae.
Miss Bishop probably won't remember a senator, but if you just call me Snapper. And I'm sure she'll never forget the day that I announced, English ain't what I come for.
Miss Minna Fields, world-famous historian.
My ambition in life is still to be just like you, Miss Bishop.
For your irreplaceable gift of human sympathy, and because you exemplify to all of us what the American spirit can be, your university bestows on you the highest degree in its power.
I can't thank you. Won't even try. I'll only say that I've had a long life. And in that life I've seen the brave, the gallant, and the kind. They keep coming on. The best in this country. So now, Old Central and I are retiring to make way for modern buildings and methods. It seems an appropriate time to quote the words of our great founder, words that inspired us when Central Hall and I were both very, very young. Wisdom is the first cousin to freedom, and freedom is the glory of our nation and our people. So here's to our nation. She's young. She's growing too fast. She makes a lot of mistakes. But somehow she does manage to keep her people free. May she always. Good old dog Trey. Always thinking of me. Sam, there's a question you've been wanting to ask me.
Stop. Don't you go answering